Oh, okay. I guess I'm in. Well, we have a regularly scheduled um, live stream tomorrow, but I was preparing to do the advice video for the day. And I realized that it's easier to do it like this. I don't have to do so much work. And also, people get to participate. Hey, everybody. I know, surprise, surprise, surprise. You guys get to sit with me while I go through these advice letters. I need somebody to hold my hand because these people be sending me into like orbit. Um, and then I'll ask you as well. I mean, you guys might have some insight into it. I'll give my response, and then I'll read the question, and then you can tell me what you have to say. And so this will be a little bit more interactive. It'll be like we're all doing the advice column instead of just me. Won't that be fun? I thought it would be fun. Okay, let's see. Where did I put the? Hold on a second. Let me find this. What is this? Man, my computer's opening up programs and software. I don't even know what this is. Yeah, I think it's a good idea because, you guys, a lot of people have experiences and wisdom. And, you've been through the stuff that the people are writing in about. So you sharing your perspective, I think would add something, especially if it's on the recording, because sometimes people don't really get to go back and listen to, read all the comments. They're like listening to it like on their phone or something, or they're listening at work and they can't have it pulled up on the screen. They can just listen to the audio or, that kind of thing. So I think it'll be good. Yes, you turn that bell on. That's right. That's what you're supposed to do. Because you never know when I'm going to pop up. I'm just like a jack in the box, just boing. And then here I am. Yeah, they do. I think you're right. Somebody just said they think that the people in those letters love drama sometimes. I agree. Because it just seems like a lot of them just go out of their way to just go and find some nonsense to get involved in. Even when they say, well, I know, he cheated on me, but. And once they say but, it's pretty much over. So hold on, let me get some moisture to my throat. It's been so hot around here. I don't know. I don't know about background checks. That's one thing I do not um I don't know much about. But there is a lady that comes to this channel a lot, and she knows. So hopefully, even if she's not here tonight, she'll see that question and then post it in the comments. So check back in a week or so and see if she's responded. All right, hold on. I gotta figure out how to do this. How do I minimize this so I can? I don't need to see me, but I need to see y'all what y'all is typing. All right, here we go. Let's start with the advice questions for Tuesday, May 29th, 2018. Dear Deborah, you've been in a relationship with someone for a while. You know everything about this person. He asked you to marry him, and of course you say yes because you love him to no end. Then it hit you, and then she put this part in caps. You do know everything about this person. Now you wonder if you made the right decision. He cheated on you prior to marriage. Hello? And he had children prior to the marriage. He lacks some skills in communication department. He's put you through hell, but hey, you loved him, so you dealt with it. And to make it all up to you, he made you his wife. Now you begin to resent him for the things that you were fully aware of before you said, I do. What do you do now? It's all about being for better or worse now. Signed, trying hard to keep the vows. I'm like, wow. Um, Okay, I have a feeling that she was one of those chicks that, just wanted to be married. She just had to be married. I mean, her socialization apparently is that being married is like the most important thing, not the quality of the man that you're marrying, not the quality of the marriage, not the communication, not the vision that you had that you two share, not your values, not your morals, nothing. She didn't consider any of those things. She just married him. Okay, see, once she said he cheated, prior to the marriage, that means they was in a close, real tight situation. Because even though, I say that you are single until you get married, which is technically true, because a lot of people never make it down that aisle that morning, the night before, 10 minutes before. You see what I'm saying? You still single. But she ignored this person's stance on commitment, his morals, his respect of her, his, well, lack of respect of her and the relationship, and she married him anyway. Okay, so if you reward a man for negative behavior, please explain to me how you think that he's gonna do better and be motivated to be the man that you really want him to be. You accepted bullshit and you still married it. See, he would have been so fired in my life. I'm just like, oh my God. I mean, we supposed to be getting married. I mean, you at some point you have to, flip over from being the boyfriend to the husband, and your behavior and your mentality, you got to make that switch. Then you walk down the aisle. You know what I mean? You're still single, but your mind state has changed. And so I think she also may have been one of those kind of women who thinks, well, all this stuff happened before, and once we get married, it's gonna be like, dink a dink a dink, and it's all gonna go back and be all wonderful and perfect. But in reality, when you got a man, ladies, I mean, how many times have I said? I mean, I know you guys who would be on my channel a lot are saying, God, is she saying that again? Ignore what a man says, watch what he does. Okay, this guy was making babies and cheating, and you was having drama with him, he put you through hell. Okay, that's three strikes, you out. But you going by his words, which is I want to marry you, and so that's all you can think about. But this guy, he's not gonna change. He didn't change before you got married. He's not gonna change after you got married. This is just the saddest, saddest letter. I would recommend though, since they are married, and since you seem to be have some really conflicted feelings about what you've done, I want you to be very certain whatever path you take, I want you to be sure of it. Okay, so what you do is you go to a therapist. Whether you two go as a couple or you go by yourself, your silly behind need to go talk to somebody who can guide you through this to the other side, because you just make some really piss poor decisions. You need some help. So you need to get you a professional. Sometimes they have it through work. You can get 3 free visits with a therapist every year through that mental health benefit thing, and I can't think of what it's called right now, but anyway, you get 3 free visits. And if your supervisor refers you, like with some kind of stressful situation that happened at work or something like that, then you can get as many as 10 free. At least that's the way it is around here. But I want you to do that because I want you to work with somebody to work your way through this, to see the mistakes that you've made, and to figure out if what you have done and the disaster you and this man have created are fixable, because it may not be, in which case that therapist can start working with you to get you, to accept the fact that you're about to be divorced. But either way, whether you can save your marriage or whether it's about to go down the toilet, you need to be very certain that that's what you want to do. That's what you need to do. So all your questions, all your doubts, and everything are worked out before you make a final move to either stay or go. Okay, that's what I want you to do. Because maybe if you guys can work that out. I don't know. You could be a happier woman, possibly. But you could be happy single too. So okay, letter number 2. Yeah, he didn't. He married her for the shut up ring. That's what it sounded like to me. He thought that he was gonna lose her or something because of his behavior, and so he did what he needed to do. But chances are he's probably still cheating and doing whatever he needed. Right? Because you making babies, that means your behind is barebacking, and then you call it you supposed to be engaged, and that's what you're doing. No, no, that's not gonna fly. Not over here. So let's see. I'm going to read some of the things that says she needs to get the hell out and stop thinking marriage is the reward. The aim is to be with someone who respects you and makes you happy. Yes. Another commenter says alimony, alimony. And someone else says, I wouldn't be surprised if he makes children outside of their marriage. Neither would I. Cut your loss and move on. So see, we're pretty much all on the same page. So let's move on to the next one. This is pretty fun, huh? Letter number 2. My girlfriend and I have been together for several years, and I do love her very much. Lately, we have begun talking about getting married, and all I can do is think about the woman I was dating before we got together. In my heart, I know that she was the love of my life, and I never expected to lose her. I don't think I can marry this woman knowing that I love someone else more. I think I have a duty to myself to tell, oh, he says her name, oops, my ex, how I feel, even if I know that she doesn't feel the same way about me. Okay, you know how puppies do that thing when they turn their head to the side and look at you crazy? That's how I'm looking at this letter. So he knows that the broad don't want nothing to do with him. She's moved on, but it's suddenly and magically she's the love of his life that he didn't expect to lose. Okay, let me read the rest. I feel even if I know that she doesn't feel the same way about me, I also think that no matter what else happens, I should leave this relationship before it goes any further. I'm not as young as I used to be, and I'm not looking forward to starting over, but I don't see that I have much of a choice. Okay, and he signed it torn between two lovers. Keep in mind, one of the lovers is in his imagination, right? So he ain't torn between nothing, and he's torn between one lover and zero. So he's not torn really. He's just stupid. Okay, dude, really? Okay, right. Exactly. That's what I wanted to, I just want to say, boy, bye. Letter number three. That's really that's really where I want to go with this. But what we have here is someone who is old and stupid and afraid of commitment. That's what we have here. He's perfectly happy with the situation until the girl wanted something concrete, right? This old motherfucker want to drift through life, um, you know, just like he's still a frat boy or something. I mean, dude, really? I don't know how okay, he's digging out somebody from the past. I mean, he went like, digging in the trunk of his life, his memories to pull out some woman that he says, was the love of his life. You idiot. If she was the love of your life, you would still be with her. Okay? You don't just break up with the love of your life. They don't break up with you if you the love of their life. Y'all will fight and half kill each other and end up in traction and all shit kind of shit. But you're gonna have your beds in the hospital right next to each other, still cussing each other out, but then finishing up with baby, but I love you. Okay, that's how it is when somebody's the love of your life. You will go through hell and back, but they'll still be there. So if you have somebody who's not there, that means you're not the love of her life. That means she's not in a relationship with you. That means she don't care about you. She don't want you. Get over yourself. Okay. I mean, this dude, I just was like, oh, somebody says he needs to die alone. Oh, I forgot. I didn't put that part. He's in the 38 to 45 category and she's in her late 20s. So, she's young and she wanna yes, well, I don't know. I don't know where he is in the range. So if he's past 40, see, I don't know. Because on the questions, I have like a range. So you just check which box is the range. So where he is in there, I mean, he might be 38, he might be 45. I don't know. But he's somewhere in there. But he's with a woman who's in her 20s. Of course, she wants to get married. She wants to be married. She wants to have some kids and all this old stuff. And that's what a lot of young women want. I mean, dude, come on now. You know that was the likelihood that was going to happen. And you've been dating her for how long did he say? Several years. Okay, he didn't say exactly how much, but several years. You think she's just going to date your ass forever and ever? I mean, okay. Okay, so we talked about her. And what I'm seeing here is what he's trying to do. He want to go and tell this woman, his ex, how he feels about her. Years later now, okay, keep in mind, because he's been with this chick for years. So this is going to be years later. His silly ass is going to pop up and start talking about, oh, you the love of my life, trying to fuck up with some shit that she got going on to escape his fear of commitment. I hope she cusses your ass out. I hope she tells you how stupid and retarded you are and how she can't stand your dumb ass and how you just are just a waste of time and life and you happy that the girl is going to be broken up with you because you need to die alone, just like this commenter said. Oh my God, this dude, he needs to seek a counselor. This is my recommendation for you, my brother. You Need to go and see a shrink. That's what you need to do because you have something going on with yourself that makes you afraid to take the next step in life and become a fucking man and, do what you know you're supposed to be doing with a partner. You're just a dummy. Okay, hold on a second. Okay, there you go. Yeah, I don't know. But I don't know if he's 45. See, like I said, that box says 38 to 45. So he might be 38 and she's 20, say 28. You know what I mean? I mean, that's, not a horrible match. I don't know. Yeah, I just blocked one that I just happened to see. I don't know. These people just get on my nerves. It's like they don't have nothing constructive to do with their time to just go on people's channels and act retarded. It's like, you know what? Big dummy. So anyway, go and see a counselor dude before you end up being a lonely old MGTOW dude needing Viagra, living by yourself in somebody's basement, jacking off to porn. That's what you're gonna. That's what I see in your future if you don't get your shit together. You know, you can't just say you love somebody and nothing that you do shows it. You haven't laid eyes on this woman or talked to her in years, but suddenly you want to go and inject yourself all up in her life, telling her about your feelings. And I hope she says, "Fuck you. Who gives a shit about your feelings?" And your flea bitten cats and shit that you're gonna be having. Lord have mercy. Letter number 3. Okay, so let's see. Wait, before we do that, let's see what else. Get a life. Yes, these people over here trolling. Hmm. Yes, I feel sorry for the runner up. Yeah, that poor young girl. Yeah, that's very sad, but that's what happens. Trolling in the basement. All right, so let's move on to letter number 3. This uh young woman is in the 19 to 26-year-old age group. Okay, so keep that in mind as we move on. She's very young. Hey Deb, I absolutely love your advice. Keep up the great content. I'm 25 years old and I've been actively dating for almost 3 years. I've recently come across a seemingly good guy that I've connected with through online dating. Oh, face palm. We have been on a couple of dates and things have been going well. It's been about a month. I admire his close relationship with his twin children. Ooh, I wonder how old they are. He also seems to have a stable financial life. He travels during the week along the East Coast for work. During the week, I hear from him more often. We often have long conversations a few times during the week. He constantly talks about us, talks about a future together. We share laughs and intimate conversation. However, I've noticed that he comes in town for the weekend. I rarely hear from him at all. Yeah, because he's with his wife. I don't believe in chasing men. I feel like he wants to talk to me and make more time for me. He will. Everything seems perfect when we get together. He always says the right things, behaves like a gentleman, and promises this grand future. Exactly. Married, married. I'm afraid he may be a future faker. I have a funny feeling he is still entertaining or sleeping with other women. Well, of course he is. You only been dating him for a month and y'all ain't a couple. But I mean, why is this even coming up into the question? Although I still go out on dates with other men, I often find myself thinking about him. He's attractive, charismatic, and has his life together. I so badly want to ask him if he's still involved with other women, despite him saying that he's not, due to his inconsistency with time when he's in town. Would asking him to be honest with me about being with other women be inappropriate? I don't know if I'm getting caught up with the future faker. Yes, you are. You already know the answer to this question. See, I think a lot of times women know the answer to this question, but they don't trust themselves. You see that thing that you described as that funny feeling? That's your gut. That's your female instinct telling you that he's full of shit. Now, you're doing too much right here. Okay, you just met this dude. You've been kicking it with him a month and he's out of town all the time. And then you barely hear from him on the weekend when he is in town. So when have y'all gone out? How much time have you actually spent with him? He's doing what a relationship about over the phone. See, and you letting them get away with that shit. You be spending hours on and talking to a nigga on the phone. Don't you have some shit to do? Read some books and do something with yourself. Go take a class or something. You don't need to be doing this. You wasting your life on this fool. You're only 25. Get out the house, get off the phone, and don't be wasting time with men like this. He need to come with it. He's not coming with it. He's just coming with a bunch of words on the phone. You ain't even seeing her. Seeing dude. And he got all in your head from all this conversation that you've been letting him have with you, tying up your time and finding out all this information. You talking to him and all this stuff. You talking to him too much and you talking to him too long. Okay. There's nothing in this world that you need to talk about with anybody for more than 30 minutes. Okay. Then after that, you need to be getting off the phone and doing something constructive with your time. Okay. Create something, do something, take a class. I mean, build something, art, do something with yourself that is not focused around men like this. So you say you still go on dates with other men. I guess that's good. But what else do you do with yourself? What else do you do with your time? So you worried about him having another woman and he says that he's not? Of course he is. Come on now. Why would you even ask somebody something like that and ask him to be honest? He's not your boyfriend. What are you doing? See, you doing too much. This is not your man. See there, she said 10 or 15 minutes on the phone is long enough. I'm there, I'm right there with you. Cause I start getting like, you know, after all my friends know I be on the phone. I'm like, okay, I need to get off now. And they're like, why? I said, cause it's, this enough. I'm not good. I don't like the phone like that. And 10 or 15 minutes is right. But I'm just saying, 30 minutes tops because a lot of times, they get into this, oh, I think I'm falling in love thing. And so then they probably you know, want to talk to him longer. But I don't have that much to say to men on the phone. It's just because either I get irritated or be asking me questions I don't feel like answering, or they start talking about some shit I'm not interested in that I want to hear about, some sports shit and all this old stuff. I don't want to talk about that. Get off my phone, burning up my minutes on some bullshit. I'm telling you. But beta bottom line here, girlfriend, this is my other phrase. If a man is not giving you the relationship that you want for any reason whatsoever, dump him, next him, put his ass in the wind like a kite. You don't have to deal with it. And it's like you're going out with other men. Keep doing that until you find somebody that clicks. This guy he's running game on you for sure. But he's doing the word dance. A lot of the guys do it by text. He's doing it by telephone, talking. But either way, watch that video where I talk about NLP, neuro linguistic programming, and how they say certain phrases and touch you in certain ways, and create these moods and get you tired while they're still talking to you on the phone. It's all a part of a plan. It's part of a game. You need to watch that video, and then when you start getting sleepy or something, or they start talking to you too long, hang up. You got to protect yourself psychically from these dudes. Yeah, see, she said if you text me, I'll block you. I'm telling you. Texting is not a relationship. It sure ain't. And conversations be dry as hell, exactly. And they just want to keep you on the phone asking dumbass questions. Or they want you to watch TV with them on the phone. I don't have cable. So if it ain't on Netflix, I don't see it. Or something like that. But some Roku something. But I'm not, no, I'm not paying all the money for to watch TV. I'm not doing that. How many dinners or shoes I could buy with that money? That's how I look at it. So you, girlfriend, wanting to, yeah, see Hulu, whatever, all of that. Okay. Here we go, another dumb idiot. Yeah, I'd be Netflix and chilling with my own self. So I don't really worry about some man do because they not they probably gonna want to watch something I don't want to watch anyway. They don't want to take over the remote. I'm like, no, this is my house. I hold the remote. I hold it. I'm the only one who gets to hold the remote. No, no. But anyway, yes, you're on the right track. You understand what he is. He's just a joker, and cut him off, and then move on to the next one. Okay, letter number 4. She says, This is a letter for your YouTube show. Oh, I enjoy your channel. Thank you for the work that you do. I have an interesting experience I'd like to share. At the age of 24, I was sexually assaulted. Oh no. The police did nothing when I reported it. Years later, I met a woman who was able to heal from multiple rapes using a specific healing modality. I found out what she did. I did it too, and I was able to heal. I am then decided to go to school to study this healing modality. I'm now writing a book so I can help other women. I shared the concept with my Christian pastor, and here's what he said and why this pisses me off. God supposedly loves us. Um, but allows evil to take place. When a woman is assaulted, there rarely is justice through the justice system. Religion, yeah, I already blocked them. When religion tells her to forgive those that trespass against her. If she overcomes the experience, heals herself, and then goes to school to get a degree or professional license so she can help other women, okay, well done. Tisha, you is now in command. Wait, did I do it right? Okay, I think I did it right. Um, guess who gets the credit according to my pastor? God. Ain't that something? A woman's suffering is to be invisible. Consequences for the perpetrator are non-existent, and her contribution to the betterment of society is also invisible. The credit all goes to God. What do you think of this? I think that is bullshit, and that drives me crazy when people do that too. Because Tisha, I thought I did. Yeah, I know it is, and it is distracting me, and it is interrupting me, and I must apologize. Okay, Tisha, I'm trying to make you a moderator, but I thought it made the moderator show up in a different color. Hmm. But anyway, it says that you are. Hold on, you guys. I'm trying to get this squared away. Okay. Okay, now it's showing up in a different color. Yeah, it wasn't doing that before. Okay, there you go. So you guys can tag team. All right. Now, let me see, I got so distracted. Okay, a woman's suffering is to be invisible. Consequences for the perpetrator are non-existent, and her contribution to the betterment of society is also invisible. The credit all goes to God. What do you think of this? I think that this is typical. If you're a kind of person who believes you are powerless, you're also going to want to, have that belief about other people. You don't want to give someone credit for being creative, a problem solver, solutions oriented, a go getter, somebody who rolls their sleeves up and makes some shit happen. You don't want to acknowledge that, because then in comparison, it's going to make you look like even more of a loser than you are, because you don't actually do shit. You sit on your knees and you always praying about something, talking about, well, Jesus will handle it. I'm going to put it in God's hands. I'm going to this and that. Bitch, get your ass up and do something with your damn self. See, that drives me crazy. It drives me nuts. And then, of course, nothing happens because they're not trying to make anything happen. And it's basically, it removes any sense that you have of pride in yourself and your determination, your brains, all of that. They try to take, well, they don't actually do it, but that's the goal. They're trying to take it away from you and just make you like mediocre, like you ain't done shit because God did it all. Don't you see this like a mind fuck? So that you don't have any kind of any real sense of accomplishment because you didn't really do anything. God did it. So they don't want you feeling prideful. They don't want you feeling, excited about doing stuff. They don't want you to feel like you're advancing yourself and getting, quote, better than them. All of this is part of a plan. And these male pastors, of course, are going to promote that because they want all women to feel like they're less than all men. Any old raggedy ass knick-knock, the sixth grade education, lint in his hair and then pissed on his pants and been in prison and all this stuff, missing a tooth, everything. He's still a man and he's still better than you because he's a man. See, no, 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 no. Yeah, they don't want to say that you got some confidence. Oh, it's okay, Bevelyn. It's fine. We here. We ain't going nowhere. I got, I think, 6 to 7 questions here to do. And see, so that, I rebuke that, as they say. I rebuke that. Anybody who tells me, well, so and so, was healed by the Lord, it was a miracle. Bitch, no, it was not. It was the treatments that they had at the doctor. That's what cured them. It wasn't no invisible nothing. And you be on your knees didn't do shit either. I mean, so that's what it is. It's a design to keep you weak, to make you feel powerless, to keep you down. Don't you fall for that stuff. Don't you ever fall for that stuff. Somebody starts saying some shit like that, did you cuss them out? There's like, and I hope that this letter writer um, left this church or whatever this was, her pastor. So I guess that means she's a member of a church. I hope that she left that fool alone because he's you can't build up any kind of self-esteem in a situation like that. Could that be the reason so many women suffer from low self-esteem? I was talking about that this morning. Too, some other people I was having breakfast with. And we're talking about what it was actually on the radio. It was a conversation on the radio. They were asking the question. They have like a question of the day. And if you have a teenager and they don't have that opposite sex parent in the house, what do you tell them about dating? Because they don't really get to see, examples of it. And so my response was that, what I see is um, the primary problem with these kids is that they have no self-esteem and they don't know how to set and maintain boundaries because they don't have any self-esteem, because self-esteem is what makes you feel like you deserve better, that you should be treated well, that you put up boundaries with people and eliminate them from your life or eliminate yourself from a situation when you're not being treated well and people try to make you feel bad about yourself. So this kind of situation here is a boundary that all women need to kind of, recognize that they need to put up. You cannot have somebody saying that the hard work that you did, the years and years of study that you did, the research you did, the papers you wrote, the late nights you're behind stayed up, the tests you took to pass your finals, your midterms, all your stuff, your internship, none of that was you. You didn't do nothing. God did it. I would stab a bitch in her lips. She said some shit that take that to me. Yeah, too many. She's drama queen says, I know too many women that have zero self-esteem. Exactly. Exactly. It's like I mean, like, I'm serious. If this was some like a disease that was measured through the CDC, it would be a fucking epidemic because it's like every child has some stuff where their oh, Ty, thank you. And look at you. And you over here working for me, helping do the moderating and stuff. Thank you. This, you guys really have to, be mindful of what you let get into your head. Okay. It may be something that you've heard your entire life, so you don't really question it. It's something that, you grew up hearing. I mean, you just accepted it because that's what you were told. You never doubted it. You never questioned. But I want you to question it. Okay. Anything that makes you look bad or that downplays your accomplishments, your self to be, what you're striving to be, which is great, then you get rid of that thing. That you have to have that kind of balance. And I hope y'all did your homework that I gave you last week. If not, you need to look at last week's live stream and do your homework tonight because I'm gonna be asking about it tomorrow. So, young lady, I'm happy that you healed yourself from the sexual assault. That's great. Um, but yeah, part of your other healing is going to be to understand when people are putting you in a trick bag where they're going to try to make you doubt yourself and feel bad about yourself and your accomplishments. So you need to, back away from this situation right here. Go ahead and write your book. I wish you much success. And Thank you, Dr. Adiria. Dear Miss Heartbeat. Oh, somebody called me Miss Heartbeat for a change. I'm still young, but I've been hurt so many times by guys that I'm afraid it will have serious repercussions on my ability to trust men in later life. Because I'm losing hope fast, and I feel like I have to seriously hold back so I won't get hurt. The last relationship I was in, he helped me stop holding back, and the minute I did, he hurt me very badly. Can you please help me? I wonder what holding back means. Hmm, holding back. Maybe she meant like, really admitting that she had feelings for him or not being so self-protective. I'm not really clear what this means, but anyway, she signed it brokenhearted. Like I said, remember, she's in the 19 to 25 age group, so this girl is very young. Okay, now, I'm still young, but I've been hurt so many times by guys. Okay, what are you doing? You're only in the 19 to 25 years age group. How many relationships have you been in that you have been hurt, quote, so many times? Y'all need something else to do with yourself. I mean, I'm not saying you can't date people and stuff. Please, everybody understand. You just want everybody to be single. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that she's in that age group where she needs to be focusing on establishing herself and, getting her degrees and getting her, paper and getting herself situated and getting her a condo and her nice car and her clothes and going on some trips and doing some stuff, go out and meet some other movers and shakers, not going from relationship to relationship to relationship to relationship with one loser after another. Another thing you need to know is, you in that age group where dudes are young and stupid. They're stupid. They're not trying to be in a serious relationship. All they think about is some ass. And so, you as a woman, you're looking, women are more emotionally intelligent than men. And so you're looking for, your fairy tale that people push down your throat as you were growing up, the happily ever after and all that little stuff. And you meet these dudes and they talk a good game, but they ain't about nothing. You can't. I mean, dudes don't even insurance companies know this. Males' brains do not even finish maturing until they're 25, 26 years old. So what anybody under that is still stupid. Most of them are still stupid after that. But if it's 25, 26 and less than that, you can guarantee they're going to have to make some stupid ass decisions and just all crazy because this is a fact. Okay. This is a fact. So you say he helped you stop holding back. Well, I think what you did was get manipulated because there was something he wanted to do. He was testing his power over you. And, like I said, I'm not saying you can't date, but I really want you to stop feeling like you. I mean, just keep it light, keep it breezy, do what you need to do for yourself, concentrate on that. So even with this, you have about, saying you're holding back so you won't get hurt, and you are afraid of what's going to happen about your relationships in the future. Don't worry about men; they gonna always be there. That's the miracle about them. They don't never leave. So that's not something that you should concern yourself with. I want you to focus more on what you're going to do to move forward. Now that may mean that you need to see a counselor because you're too young to be having all this angst. You just like still a baby. You like my daughter's age. And there's no way in this world that you should be having, this many different relationships where you're getting constantly hurt. You're right. I mean, that will kind of mess things up for you, but um, you don't need to be losing hope and all that stuff. You need to be concentrating on yourself. I'm saying that's what I'm saying. That's my thing. I'm kind of concerned why you going from, guy to guy, thinking that you have to be in a relationship and give to all these different dudes. You really don't have to do that. All right. Let's look at let me see. Oh, well, before I do that, let's see. Having a man is not always glitter and gold. Ooh, honey, yes. And somebody says they still be playing at 30 to 75. You're wrong for that, but that is true. They stupid at that age. Yep. 19 to 25-year women who have kids in this age bracket always are seeking relationship. Oh, well, you know what? She didn't mention if she had any children or not. But yeah, that was funny. The 30 to 75. Oh, she right though. I had because honey, this old cat daddy was trying to get at me. And I'm like, dude, really? He was like in his 70s. And this was some years ago. I was like late 30s, maybe early 40s. I don't remember. And this dried up, crusty dude with a belly looking like Santa Claus. Santa was svelte compared to him. This dude had this big old, fucked up teeth. I mean, skin so dry, it looked like, how they show like a dried riverbed when it's got those cracks? That's what his skin looked like. And I'm looking at this dude like, surely you jest. You think I'm going to go out with you. You don't have enough money. So that didn't happen. But yeah, it was awful because I'm telling you, I just wanted to just go and just buy him some Vaseline or lotion and just squirt it on him. Because his skin was just like so. And then can you imagine? Like I'm looking at it like who would sleep with him? Because then like your skin is rubbing up against all that. Then you're gonna end up coming out, could need some hospitalization and shit because you're gonna have cuts all over your body. I was too through. I was just done. I'm like, no. Nah, ain't happening, Captain. Okay. Yeah. She's showing the green face. I'm telling you, that's what I was just like in disbelief. The 40-year-old said I'm not right. I'm just telling you. I could just imagine how the band-aids I would be having on me after messing with that fool. I'm like, no. Okay, letter number 6. Dear Deborah, I am seeing this guy who seems like he is really jealous of what I do when we are not together. We are exclusive and we don't see each other very often because he is a policeman. Oh shit. And works shifts, partially an excuse. I don't know if I like the fact that he is so inquisitive. What should I do? You should run. You should run. You should run. Or you should break out like Flojo and not look back. That's what you should do. I'm like, okay, number one is, look up, and I don't have the numbers in front of me, so I don't know. I don't, I just don't keep. I have other stuff I have to think about, so I don't keep all the statistics that I come across in my head. But what you need to do is go to any domestic violence website and type in domestic violence and cops and see how many law enforcement officers abuse their wives and girlfriends and even kill them. Okay, these guys are violent. You see them on TV, they want to shoot and kill somebody every time you turn around. They be beating women, beating kids. I mean, just doing the most. There is just something about that profession that either attracts violent types of people, violent controlling men, or that profession turns them into that. Now, I don't know. It's kind of a chicken or the egg kind of thing. Which one came first? Don't know, don't care. Bottom line is, when you are dealing with somebody who's a police officer, even if they don't do physical abuse, they do a lot of mental abuse because they're used to dealing with criminals. So they will tell you shit that's not true just to fuck with your head, just to see if they can get away with it. All kind of mental manipulations and games and stuff they play. I don't somebody tell me that they in the law enforcement field, I'd be like, oh, okay, yeah. Uh, Garcon, because I'm out. I just can't do it. Part-time police officer. No, he works shifts. So that means that she didn't say part-time. That means he doesn't have a set schedule. He works like he got this shift. This today he's working, say, I don't know, 3 to 11, and then his shift on the next 2 days is 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. or something like that. That's what they mean when they say work shifts. So his schedule always changes, so they don't really get to see each other very often. That's how that goes. And he is asking a lot of questions and portraying himself as being possessive of her and controlling to where he doesn't like what she does when they're not together. Nigga, fuck you. You ain't my daddy. I don't need permission from you to do something. But I tell you what, when a man shows you that he's jealous and possessive like that, that's a warning sign. And you need to get that fool away from him. It's like you're not his girlfriend, so you're not his wife. So what you do and where you go and who you do it with and all that stuff is none of his damn business. So I'm assuming that you probably started and giving him information, trying to quote be nice. That's the shit that and everybody listen to this. Somebody start asking them questions about what you was doing. In my saying, where were you? I was where I was at. Well, who was you with? The people I was with? Well, where did you go? Why is that your business? Well, when did you get home? Why is that your business? Well, when did you leave? Why are you worried about it? You see how I answer a question with another question? That's what you need to do. They hate that shit, but that's what they do to women. So I love to do it back. And they, they just get upset. But I'm like, you ain't getting no information out of me, motherfucker. Or, you could if you want, just make up some shit. I guess that would work too. But you're nothing to this man. Like you said, you're not exclusive. He's just somebody you be kicking it with and talking to on the phone. He's not supposed to ever ask you anything about where you go or what you do unless you just volunteer. Like, oh, this past weekend, me and my cousin or me and a group of people from work went on a hike, and we did this and that. Okay, that's like a volunteering of information, just like conversational. But when they start drilling you and asking you specific questions about who you was with and where you went and when you got back and when you left and why did you invite him and all that kind of stuff, you need to just tell him no. These cops, I mean, this one lady put in here that she dated a cop and he wasn't like that, but he admitted that many of them are. I just find that a lot of them have issues with control and dominance, even if it doesn't morph into actual abuse. A lot, they be flashing, they get angry a lot. Some anger issues, control issues. I don't know. I just know when I was on the board of directors of a safe place, and this was years ago, it's a battered woman shelter here in Oakland. I can't tell you how many women came there whose husbands were police officers, deputy sheriffs, that kind of stuff. I mean, and they were in the battered woman shelter hiding out. So that kind of woke me up to this thing. Yeah, okay. So she just rolled with the flow. That's good. That was good. He wasn't crazy. That's the kind of cops that we should have. Unfortunately, most of them just these days seem to be like not wrapped too tight. So I'm glad that you weren't one of those women who thinks a man being jealous of you means that he loves you and he's so concerned about you, because girl, he be asking me where I went and stuff. I just, he's so worried about what I'm doing. Shit. I don't know. I'm just thinking, he's already showing you um, the kind of person that he that he is. And it's like if you in a relationship with him, see, then they start getting that question, then they start wanting to, pin you in corners and grab you and choke you, and they squeeze your arm real hard. It leaves bruises, stuff like that. See, that's how it escalates. Then the next thing you know, they slapping and punching you and beating your ass. So right now, you have a warning. Your female intuition is telling you that this is an unsafe, scary situation for you to be in, like the other lady. Her female intuition also told her that. And so both of you need to pay attention to what your intuition is telling you and just leave this fool alone. Yeah, it's hard because they're people cover for them, you know. If a cop does domestically abuse you, try to file a report, suddenly the report disappears, it gets dropped. All kind of stuff happens because they don't like, that what they call it, the blue shield or blue wall goes up, and they protect each other even when they do criminal acts. They protect each other over women and children. So you got to remember that and don't fuck with him. Leave him alone. Okay, then we got number 7. This is a video response to a comment that was posted under the video Survival of the Fittest, Why TFL and MGTOW Males Fail with Women. That's right, the blue wall of silence. There you go. Thank you. And he asks, because, in that video, I talk about how these guys are mad. They say that women have all these privileges, right? I'm like, women don't have no privileges. And whatever we do have, you got to remember, don't be mad at us, because when all these things were enacted, women couldn't even vote. You know what I mean? So men did that to you, old white men. And I kept telling them that. And I go, why do you have to say that they were? That's because they were. You saw, who was at the signing the Declaration of Independence. Did you see no black folks up in there? Did you? I didn't see any. And they talk about the council and the seal, where the Bible got created. The black folks wasn't doing all that, religious stuff in Europe. That was white folks, Jewish people to be particular. And they were educated, learned men of wealth. So they had power. And they decided they wanted a way to control a bunch of people. So they created this book made from fables and stuff. A lot of it they stole from the ancient Egyptians, Sumerians, and whatnot. So I'm just like, this is some amazing shit. So anyway, that's just to sum things up, that's what the part that he's getting ready to ask me about. So then he says, well, why did those old, yeah, they have a whole family history. Why did those old white men establish the policies that the MGTOW say give women unfair advantages? Why would they do that? And I'm going to tell you why. Because there's two kinds of men in this world. There's the men who is about something, and there's the men who ain't shit. Okay. Now, it just so happens that the men who were about something, thinking about their daughter's future and their future grandchildren, wanted to make sure that the men who wasn't shit didn't get a hold of their daughters. That's what this was all about. Okay. So they came up with all these standards and things that would, mean that you are a man that is worthy of having a wife. They're not going to give their daughter, their precious angel, to some monkey ass fucker who don't have no money, don't have no ambition, comes from a raggedy ass family, is a drunk, a gambler, just stupid. They want somebody who's got like some education, some professionalism, some property, something. He got to have something to come. Otherwise, he's not good enough to be with their daughter. Those are the standards that they created. Now, part of that was the men are supposed to be the providers, right? Because women didn't vote. Women didn't, unless they were school teachers or something, didn't really work outside the home. They didn't have like jobs back in those days. And, so a man's role as a husband and a father was to take care of um, his children and his wife, that man's daughter. That's what he's supposed to do. So when you think about the fact that they were concerned that even if this guy was nice, he might turn into one of them ain't shit men. So they put some stuff in place to protect their daughter and grandchild. And so they came up with child support laws and alimony because, you're going to cheat. For a long time, that was the only, means to get a divorce. Women really didn't really have any power, so they had to make sure they caught your ass in the act, which they were able to do because you was busy cheating, and then they could get a divorce, and then you have to pay alimony out the yin yang and child support for 18 years. And Lord, don't have a child who with special needs because you're gonna be paying forever. Okay. So that's why they did those things, because it was designed to, they had to create laws and they had to create a society, a social structure that would protect women and children, the vulnerable and the weak, like old people as well, from you ain't shit motherfuckers. So if you see that a woman has those things, those what you call unfair advantages, just remember why those rules were created and who they were designed to protect and why they did that. They want to protect their precious daughters. You just want to come run amok amongst their daughters. And these folks say, well, you can try that shit if you want to, but you're going to pay out the ass for the privilege. Okay. And then you want to get mad at us because those rules exist. All you have to do to not get taken by the stuff is don't be an ain't shit motherfucker. And then you covered. You cool. You got a happy wife. The in-laws is happy. The kids is happy. You living life large. You doing shit. You moving, shaking. You got a little position in the community. People look up to you with respect. You handle your business. I mean, it's all gravy. So why are you sitting here worrying about the laws that these men had to put into place to protect women and children from you? All you have to do is not be somebody that they need protection from. It's very simple. I don't know why you guys be all in the uproar and your panties all in a bunch about this stuff. You have a choice. Either be a man who's got some shit going on and it's about something, or you be an ain't shit motherfucker. Now, the ain't shit motherfuckers are the ones that's all up in TFL and MGTOW and crying about, how come women, want them to have money and look good and all this stuff. Shit. Ask her dad, and then ask her daddy, and then you go and find you some old white men with daughters, and you ask them, and they will tell you. So I don't understand why this is like causing such confusion and such angst. Well, black men have not been held accountable to be responsible. uh, well, ladies, that's something we need to talk about. Why not? Okay, and we're gonna be back here tomorrow because this was just a surprise. The actual scheduled live is tomorrow at 6 every Wednesday, remember? And that would be a good thing for us to talk about. You know, why don't you hold black men accountable? Why don't you make them be responsible? Why do you accept less? Why do you just let them get away with that shit? Why do you reward them for negative behavior? What's that all about? I mean, he cheats and you stay with him. Why? You ain't even married to the motherfucker. Why you? I mean, what are you doing? There's a lot. I have a lot of questions. So I have a lot of questions, and hopefully somebody will have some answers because it just really bothers me to see so many women in situations like that where they just stay and stay and I've always like the lady in the earlier letter who knew the dude wasn't about shit. He was like an ain't shit motherfucker from the get-go, and she married him anyway. So I want to talk about that. And so anyway, that's my answer to why those old white men established those policies. And yeah, I mean, I have questions. I have so many questions. I mean, people write me with questions, but those are nothing compared to the number of questions that I have that I need to be asking them. Like, what you doing? What you doing? So that's it for today's questions. There were 7 of these bad boys. We rolled through those kind of quick, and you guys were great. I like the interaction and people, adding their. Oh, but she says that I wish Oprah would sponsor you for a TV show. If I had the money, I would give you a TV show. That would be great, but I'd have to be on like late night, something where you could say motherfucker freely, because or else it would be just full of bleep, 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 beep, beep. Everybody would like, what she say? But I thought about that, but then I thought, well, they probably have to edit my stuff too much, and the show would only end up being 10 minutes by the time they edited out on my cussing. Oh, but yes. So you guys who just kind of fell in, tomorrow, be here at 6 o'clock sharp, and I'll be looking for somebody to help moderate again. And I think I'll try to, if you want to volunteer to do it, let me know soon as you get in the chat before they get started. And then I hate that people had to experience that while I tried to do this and that at the same time. But you know if you enjoy booting out idiots, that's the job for you. But I really appreciate everybody coming and sitting with me. I know this was a surprise, kind of late night. I mean, late and not really announced. I just decided to do it on my way home. But you will? Okay, that's good. All right. Well, we got some coverage then, and you guys been great. Thank you for sitting in with me. Thanks for your help in going through these advice questions. And be here tomorrow at 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock. Don't be late. I'll see you there. Bye bye.